Well, earlier in the program, we showed you how a delay in the passage of the Farm Bill is affecting the Louisiana rice industry. The impact, however, could soon reach you, the consumer. Neil Melancon tells us what's happening as the current Farm Bill closes in on running out in this week's Bottom Line.
The Bottom Line is brought to you by the Cotton Board, strengthening the fiber of our industry, and by First South Farm Credit, financing rural America since 1933.
With the Farm Bill expiring at the end of September and a House more divided than ever, we enter into yet another period of uncertainty. We've talked about the effect of what happens when we pass this expiration date, but there's two major consequences without a new Farm Bill, according to USDA Secretary Tom Vilsack.
One, we lost a case in the WTO to Brazil based on our support of cotton. Starting October 1st, we'll no longer be able to make those payments to Brazil, which means they can retaliate under the WTO decision potentially to the tune of $850 million a year against not just our egg products, but a whole wide variety of products. Secondly, if this thing lingers for months, not only do farmers have the uncertainty of what the programs are going to be, but they also will be faced with the institution and implementation of permanent law, which will mean there'll be shortages in the marketplace, shortages in the grocery store, which will cause chaos in the marketplace.
In normal Farm Bill years, what's going on with politics or world events almost always influences the Farm Bill, and I guess this year is no different, but the problem is the overarching issue is a dysfunctional Congress with an antagonistic relationship both with each other and the White House. Nothing's getting passed right now, whether it's farm bills or bombing Syria or probably even what's for lunch on a particular day. By the way, according to the latest Gallup poll, the congressional approval rating is the highest it's been since October of last year at a whopping 19%, Mike. Now that's up 5 percentage points from August, but still behind the number of Americans who claim they've seen UFOs and ghosts.
And I guess if we include Avery Davidson and his beer drinking among that number, maybe it'll go to 20%. Neil Melancon, thanks. And remember, you can listen to any of Neil's daily radio reports on the Louisiana Farm Bureau Agri-News Radio Network. For a list of stations where you can tune in or listen online, click on over to our website, twilatv.org, and click on the LF Barn link. That does it for this edition of This Week in Louisiana Agriculture. Next week, we will take you to the grand opening of the newly renovated Louis Dreyfus Grain Elevator at the Port of Greater Baton Rouge. We will show you how $130 million in investment turned a local grain elevator into a world-class international grain export facility. Until then, you can watch any of our stories online. You know the address, twilatv.org. For all of us here at This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, I'm Michael Dana. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Hope to see you again right here next week.